lovelies, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video is going to be my Shop My Stash for the month of July. Now, how I normally do these videos is I will take you guys along with me as I pull the products, and then after that I will do a trying on of all the products on my face. So that's what I'm going to be doing today, so to no further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so first off, of course, the eyeshadow palette for this month, and the eyeshadow palette this month is going to be the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. The packaging is so pretty, and I just think this is a really great palette. I really wish they hadn't discontinued it. I think they should bring it back because it's one of my favorites. But here is what the inside looks like. So it is a pretty neutral palette, but it does have some nice pops of colors in there, and we do have some darker matte shades, like over here in this area, like there's this darker kind of purple shade. But I think overall this is a really good palette, so I'm really excited to be getting some use out of it this month. Alright, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and pick my foundation. I'm skipping setting spray because I'm just going to continue to use the one that I picked a couple of months ago. It's a Ciate London Watermelon Burst one. I'm just going to keep using that one. But anyways, so moving on to the foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to choose this one here from NYX. This is the Born to Glow foundation. This is a natural radiant foundation. I have it in the shade Light. Alright, so now moving on down to my drawers. Alright, so starting off with lip products, I need to pick a lip gloss, lipstick, and then maybe a liquid lipstick. But I'm not sure what I'm going to choose yet, so let me look. I've really been loving my nudes lately. I think it's just because it's summertime and that's what I like to wear during summer is a good nude. So I probably won't pick anything too bold. I always feel like red or bold lips is more like a winter color, at least for me personally. That's just how I feel about it. Or I have to be in the mood for a bold red lip. But lately it's just been nudes for me. So I chose this one from Ciate London. This is the Miss Piggy one. It's technically, I think they call it a lip balm, but it does have kind of like a pinky tint to it. So I'm choosing that one. And then I'm choosing this one here from NARS. I recently got this in a box. This is in the shade Chelsea Girls, and it's this nice kind of like deeper kind of nude shade. Then I have two liquid lipsticks. This one's from ColourPop. It's from their Tinkerbell collection. It's in the shade, I think it's just in the shade Tinkerbell. And then this one here from Milani, which is in the shade Crush. So there are those picked out, and then I still need to pick a gloss. So for gloss, I'm going to choose this one from Dosa Colors. This is just one of their glosses in the shade Lemonade. So that's all the lip products picked out, so moving on down. Alright, so I'm going to skip mascara because I'm just going to try to finish up the one that I'm using right now. So moving on to concealer, I don't really know what I want to choose. I'm going to choose this one here from Catrice Cosmetics. This is the Liquid Camouflage Concealer. It's in the shade 005, which is light neutral. I'm also going to skip brow product, and I know I'm skipping a lot, but I'm really just trying to focus down products and use them up because I know they're starting to get old and starting to dry out, so that's why I'm kind of focusing down, especially when it comes to like the brow products and mascara. I really need to use up what I have open right now, so that's why I'm skipping stuff a lot. But anyways, powder. For powder, I'm going to choose this one here from Complex Culture. I just picked this up from one of BoxyCharm's drop shop deals that they have going on. This is a translucent powder. I think it's in the shade Almond Latte. I hope it's in my shade, although on the website it said translucent, so I'm not sure. But I'm going to give it a try, but this is from Complex Culture. It's just one of their setting powder. It's like ultra refined powder thing. Anyways, choosing this. So next up, I would typically go into my bronzer and blush and highlighter, but I do like this thing where I switch between each month. Like one month I'll choose singles, like a single blush, single bronzer, single highlighter, and then other months, like the next month, I will choose a face palette. So this month is face palette. So the face palette I'm choosing is this World of Blushes, and I know it says blushes, but it is technically like a face palette because it does have a bronzer in here, so which means I still need to pull a highlighter, but this is what I'm choosing for the face palette. But yeah, then but now I need to choose a highlighter, so moving on to my highlighters. Alright, so highlighters, I have so many. Alright, so for highlighter, I'm going to choose this one here from Cover FX. This is the Rose Gold Bar Highlighting Palette. Here is what it looks like on the inside. So yeah, so I'm going to choose this one, and that's going to do it for everything picked out. So now let's move on into the trying on part now. Alrighty, so now that all the products have been pulled, it is time to try them on my face. So starting off, of course, with foundation first. And the foundation that I chose this month is the NYX Born to Glow Natural Radiant Foundation. And to be completely honest, I don't remember what I think of this foundation because I haven't used it in a while. So I guess it's going to be kind of in first impressions because I honestly don't remember what I think of this product. I'm assuming I like it. If it's in my collection, but that doesn't necessarily mean that because sometimes I hold on to foundations if I don't know what I think of them yet. So if I'm still kind of testing them out to determine if it's something I can use or not. But I'm pretty sure I like this one. By the way, this is in the shade Light, if I didn't say that. So I'm going to go ahead and just put some of this on the back of my hand and blend it out. Do I need to zoom you guys in? Probably. There. Now you're very well zoomed in. Alright, so here goes nothing. Hopefully it's still one that works for me. But I've said this several times in my Shop My Stash videos. This is why I like doing this because it kind of forces me to go through and see what I have. Try out products if I haven't been using them lately, mix it up. And sometimes I have noticed that sometimes doing these videos like this, my opinion will change on certain products that I used to really like. I've either found other products that I like more and so I don't really like them as much, or sometimes I'm just like, you know what, this product just isn't working for me anymore. So it's good. I like doing these videos so that way it forces me to really go through my collection. Alright, hair is going to have to go to the back. I don't know, I always feel like I look better with my hair, like on my shoulders, because I feel like my shoulders look huge sometimes, but then it makes it hard to put my foundation on. I know, I'm being overly critical of myself. I've done that a lot, and I'm trying to not do that, but sometimes I look at myself, I'm like, you know what, I could probably lose some weight, but that's not always a good mentality to have about yourself. So it is one I'm working on, to learning to love myself and all my flaws. And also not to compare myself to other people, because I do that a lot, which I think is pretty common for, at least for females to do. I feel like we compare each other a lot. Not necessarily in a bad way, like I'm comparing, like if I just, especially bad about Instagram. I have to be careful on Instagram, or even TikTok. Some people on TikTok, they look fantastic, and there's nothing wrong with that. But then I compare myself to them, I'm like, but I don't look like that. And so I'm like, well, maybe I need to lose weight and stuff. Or, I've always struggled with, knowing girls or just seeing girls with flat stomachs. And I'm like, well, I don't have a flat stomach, so I need to get a flat stomach because that's what is healthy or considered attractive. But then sometimes it's also, we're all different. We all have different body types. Sometimes some girls just are naturally more thinner in certain areas, or maybe it's easier for them to lose that weight in certain areas, and that won't exactly work for somebody else. So I think it's just more important, honestly, to just be healthy. We don't have to all look the same. Just because I don't look like another girl doesn't mean I'm not healthy. It's just my body physique is just different than hers, and that's okay. So yeah. But going back into foundation, sorry, I kind of went on a spill there. Anyways, back to foundation. This seems to be working out really well, and I think I remember why I have it in my collection. I actually really like it on the skin. It does accentuate some of my dry areas over here, but that's not really uncommon for foundation to do that to me. But I do feel like it's a very nice light foundation, but did kind of even my skin tone out. I might have to put a little bit more and a little bit in a couple areas where I have a little bit of redness, but overall this foundation seems like it blended into my skin really well and is really light, and that's going to work out really well for me right now because I wanted a light foundation because it is summertime here. Yeah, it's getting hot, and sometimes I do want to wear a little bit of foundation just to kind of even out my skin tone, but not necessarily enough to where I'm going to be sweating and losing most of my foundation, so I want something light. Alright, so that's all blended out. So now moving on to concealer. So I'm using this Catrice Cosmetics concealer, and this is the, what's it called? Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. And it's actually supposed to be waterproof and non-transfer. I've never tested that out because, I don't know. If I'm wearing makeup, I don't usually go and swim and stuff like that. If I'm going to go swimming, I'm just going to go barefaced. I don't really care because I don't want to come up looking like a raccoon after, if you're wearing mascara or something. Or I just don't want to have to worry about, is my makeup budging? Do I look like a drowning clown right now? Like where everything's budged and it just looks like a mess. But that's just me. I don't. If I'm going to go swimming, I'm just going to take everything makeup-wise off and enjoy the water. So I've never tested if this is waterproof, is basically what I'm saying. Alright, so time to blend this out. I have used this concealer before, and from what I remember, like I said, sometimes I forget because I use other stuff and I forget about my thoughts about it. But from what I remember, I liked it, and I didn't have any issues with this concealer. Alright, so moving on now to setting powder. And this is a new one that I picked up from BoxyCharm Drop Shop. This is from Complex Culture. This is their Set Go Translucent Powder. It's an ultra refined fine line and pore blurring finishing powder. It is in the shade Almond Latte, but it says translucent on the back, so I didn't think translucent powders had a shade, but apparently it does, I guess. Just going to go ahead and lightly set my face. I'm really hoping it's translucent because I don't want to, sometimes some powders can make your skin look lighter or darker if it's not exactly translucent, so I'm really hoping it is. I think it does have like a very, I don't know, light shade to it, because I did notice like when I put it down, I did see like a bit of a shade there. So I'm just gonna really lightly put it on and really blend it out. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing because like if you're gonna say a product is translucent, it's supposed to be translucent. It's not supposed to have a shade to it. But it's not like really heavy on the shade. It's just, of course, I am applying it really lightly, so it's fine. It'll work out. Alright, so that's on. Aside from it slightly being shaded, like I said, but it did blend out really well. Yeah. I feel like my skin does look super dry today, and I think it's just because my skin is dry right now. So that's not the product's fault. I probably should have exfoliated. I didn't realize. I don't know. Sometimes I don't really notice how dry my skin is until I put makeup on, and I'm like, I see a couple of areas that need a little bit of love. So that's okay. Probably after this video, I'll probably go and exfoliate my face. Alright, so moving on to brows. I didn't pull a brow product because I'm trying to finish up this one that I pulled from last month or the month before. I can't really remember when I pulled this one. But I'm trying to use up this one from CoverGirl. This is their, ultra fine brow pencil. It's in the shade Soft Brown. And I'm just trying to use it up. I have this much left in it, so I'm really just trying to use it up because I've had this one for a while now, and I know eventually it's going to start drying out and not performing as well as it used to, so that's why I'm just going to try to finish it off. I probably won't pull another product until I finish this one. So, going in with this, I really do like this one. If I didn't have any other brow products, I probably would only just buy this one because I think, actually now I think about it, I hope they still have this product. I haven't bought it in a while, and I don't usually keep up with what's been discontinued and what hasn't, but hopefully this still exists. But anyways, I do really like this product, and I think it's a great drugstore product, and it gets the job done. And yeah, if I didn't have any other brow products in my collection, I would probably just keep buying this one. Because who doesn't love affordable makeup? Alrighty, brows are all done, so now moving on to bronzer and blush. And for that, I'm going to use this palette here from Benefit. This is called World of Blushes. And it, even though it says blushes on it, it does have a bronzer in it. So it has the Hoola bronzer in it, and then it has 3 blushes. So I have Rocketeer, Dandelion, and California. And I will probably honestly just mix these all together for the blush shade, and then of course I'll use the bronzer. So going with the bronzer, I do like Benefit's face products. I think they're pretty good. And their products smell really good. Yeah, they have like a nice scent to them, which I know some people don't like their products to smell. I do, as long as it's not like overpowering. But I do like a hint of fragrance. I don't know, I just really like it because when you're putting your makeup on and you keep smelling it, you know, just catching little whiffs here and there. I don't know, it just makes the experience more pleasant, at least to me. Alright, that's all on, so now I'm just going to mix all the blushes together. There is quite a bit of kick up. I don't think you can actually buy this particular palette anymore, but I'm pretty sure you can buy the individual shades still. I know they still have the Hoola bronzer, and I'm pretty sure they have Rocketeer, Dandelion, and California. So yeah, you can't buy this exact palette, I don't believe anymore, but you can still get the individual shades. So. Alright, so now moving on to highlighter. The highlighter that I chose this month is the Cover FX, what's it called? Rose Gold Bar Highlighting Palette. And it has 3 shades in it. And I may, again, just kind of mix and match the shades. Although I'll have to see if this one's too dark for me. I'll have to swatch it because I am pretty fair skin. I think if I mix it with the others, it won't be so bad because it does kind of have that, it's pretty rose gold. So I'm just going to mix them all together because today is apparently a mixing day. It's pretty blinding. I haven't used this one. Again, I haven't used this one in a while, so I mean, I remember liking it. Wow. It's really blinding. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I am definitely glowing now. I wonder if I should put a little bit like on my shoulders, because why not highlight those babies? This is definitely a blinding highlighter. I forgot how blinding it was, but I really like how it looks. Alrighty, so now moving on to eyes. The eyeshadow palette that I'm going to be using this month is the Too Faced Natural Lust palette. And I have to say, I think this is one of the prettiest palettes, like packaging-wise, when it comes from Too Faced. I really love the packaging of this palette. I just think it's so pretty. I know my lights are really bright, but I hope it's doing it justice. But here's the palette, and then here are the shades on the inside. Now, I will say that the shade names are pretty spicy, or yeah, that's all I'm just gonna say. But the actual palette, the shades are gorgeous, and it is very much a palette that I really can see myself using every day. It is very neutral, but it also does have like pops of colors. Like you got this dark kind of like purplish color, then you have like green, and you know, like a blue down here. So it has pops of colors in it, so you can make the looks brighter colored and not just so basic, but you know me, I like basic. So I'm not sure what I want to do today. I think I'm going to go into the shade right here first. It's kind of just like a light tan just to use as my transition shade. Alright, so that shade's all blended out, so then I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. I'm not going to really say the shade names because they're all sexual names, and I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable saying some of these names out loud, so I'm just going to point to them. Alright, so that shade is a bit darker than I thought, but that's okay. So now I'm just going to go into this deeper brown shade over here and then just deepen out the outer corners with this. Alright, so now that that's all put on, I'm not really sure what shimmer shade I want to go for. I kind of want to try out this one right here. I almost feel like it looks kind of silvery, but I don't know. Let me look. Yeah, I think I'm going to try out this shade. I'm just trying to use shades that I have not really reached for, because I can tell if they've been, you know, if there's any prints on them or anything. But I feel like this is almost like a gray shade. I may mix, because this one's not like as bright as I would like it to be. So I'm going to do half of my lid this shade, and then I'm going to probably go in with another shade. Then I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. Kind of put that more in the inner part. Alright, so that's basically what I'm going to be doing for eyes. So I'm just going to finish up the rest of my eyes off camera, you know, doing eyeliner and all that stuff and doing my bottom lash line. And then I will be back to try out the rest of the products. Alright, so I'm back. Eyes are all finished. So now moving on to mascara. And again, I didn't pull another mascara this month. I just kept the one that I was using from last month because I'm trying to use it up. And the one that I'm trying to use up right now is the Kevyn Aucoin the Expert Mascara, and this is just in the shade of black. It does have like this weird wand, and I can't decide if I like it or not. At first I was for sure like I don't like it because it has like the little swoop in there, but as I've been using it I realized that the swoop is meant to, like, I think help with your eyelashes, like, I don't know, like the way that your eye kind of curves. I think it's meant to help kind of mimic that in a way. But the issue I still have with this mascara is it's really hard to do. I don't know, I feel like it's harder to use it on the bottom lash line. I feel like it's just too thick, and I always end up getting some mascara underneath my lashes, or like, you know, underneath my lash line. Even though I try my hardest to be careful, I just feel like it doesn't make it easy. But anyway, so I'm just going to be using this up. I think I'm almost done with it. I feel like there isn't as much product as there was in there, so I may end up pulling another mascara as the month goes on. But for now, I'm using this one. Alright, so mascara is all done and on. So now for lip colors. I really don't know what I want to use on the lips. I'm leaning towards this NARS one, and I think I might just go ahead and use this one for today. So I'm going to be using this NARS, what are you called? Lipstick. It's just called a lipstick. Yeah, it's just called a lipstick. It's in the shade Chelsea Girls, and it is supposed to be a sheer lipstick. But here is the actual shade. That's what it looks like. It's very nice, kind of pretty pinkish, nudish. I wouldn't say that it's like an actual pink, but it's not like, I don't know, I guess it would be considered a nude, but I feel like it's a bit deeper than your typical nude shade. But anyways, this is what I'm going to be wearing today. And it has like a nice kind of like glossy feel to it. So it's a moisturizing, I feel like. Like, it's definitely not a matte. And maybe that's what a definition of a sheer is maybe they're more glossy. I don't know. I don't have many sheer lipsticks. But I do really like how this just glides on super easy, and I do really like the shade. And I may not go in with a gloss since this one's already glossy. Yeah, I feel like that's a really pretty color. I think this is one of my favorite NARS lipsticks. Actually, this might be the only NARS lipstick I have now that I think about it. I have a lot of MAC ones and a lot of Becca lipsticks, but I don't think I have, this may be my only NARS one. But anyways, so far I'm pretty impressed with this one. I just really like how it looks on the lips and how glossy it is, and it's just really comfortable. The only downfall is, of course, it's not going to dry down and it'll get on my drink or anything. If I take a sip or if I'm eating, it'll probably smudge, but it looks super pretty. Alright, and then last but not least, time to set my face. Again, I'm using the Ciate London Watermelon Burst Setting Spray. I'm probably going to use this until I use it up, although I have a long way to go, to be completely honest, so I may end up switching it up next month. I'm just really trying to, like I said, go through and use up a lot of products that I've had for a while, because I know these all do have expiration dates and they will expire someday, and I'm trying not to waste them. But I really like how this spray smells. It smells like watermelon. But the mister is not like the greatest. It's not bad, but it's not the best. But here we go. Here is the completed look. So yeah, I'm definitely pretty happy with how my look turned out today. I don't know. I feel real pretty today. I feel like it looks pretty good on me. I like how my eyes looked. At first, I was a little unsure because when I was putting the mattes on, I felt like it made the look really dark. But then as soon as I put the shimmer on and then I put my eyeliner on, I feel like now my eyes really pop. And I did end up putting a little bit of let me show you, which may have helped a lot. I ended up putting a shimmer shade in the corners of my eyes, like right there in the corners. I used this really bright shade over here. It's kind of like almost white, but it's not. It's like a pearl. I would call it a pearl shade. And that might have really helped make the look like complete, make it look like a pop. Because on camera, I can tell that little pop there, and I really like that. So yeah, but anyways, so I'm pretty happy. Of course, I say this in every one of my Shop My Stashes, but I'm really happy with the products that I pulled this month. I'm most excited for the palette. I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection. Just like the whole overall look and just the shades in here, they're just really shades that I really enjoy. Like I said, I'm really sad that they discontinued this palette, and I know people don't like to see products on channels that have been discontinued, but this is my Shop My Stash video and I always pull from my collection, so yeah, that is bound to happen. I'm going to pull products that have probably been discontinued because I'm not a person that likes to just get rid of products just because they've been discontinued, even though I have a YouTube channel. Like, I don't know, I bought it, I paid money for it, I'm not gonna just get rid of it just because you can't buy it anymore. And besides, other people may still have these products, so, you know, it's kind of like a throwback product. But anyways, I'm really excited to be using this month, because it is one of my favorites in my collection. And then I really did like the palette as well, the Benefit one. Although I have to say, I felt like the bronzer shade was looking a little more orangey-ish on me. I don't know, I'll have to play around. It may have been like maybe some of the blush kind of fell on it, and that's kind of why it made it look like that. Because I thought the Hoola bronzer was more of a cool tone bronzer, but I haven't used it in a while, so I may have forgotten. Maybe it's more of a orangey-ish one, I don't know. But I really like the blush shade. I think the blush looks really pretty. And I just mixed them all together, like I said. So I'm pretty excited to be using this. I had forgotten how good this highlighter palette was. I hadn't used it in a while, like I said, and I really like the glow. I think it's mostly the shade in here that I really like. I do have to be careful with this shade because it is kind of deeper for my skin tone, but I think if I mix them like I did, and even if I just ended up mixing these two together, this gold one and then this one right here, which is the white gold, I think it'll be just fine. But I just mixed the 3 of them together. But yeah, really impressed with the glow. Ciate & Linden does have some pretty good face products. And then all the others I've used before. The lipstick is definitely, I have to say, I think this is one of my favorite lipsticks right now. I really like this shade. And I think it even is lighter on my lips than it does look in the tube. I don't know, maybe it's the same, but I feel it's like that really pretty, like nudish pink and perfect for summer. I feel like I'm ready to go out, like to a barbecue or something. Like, my hair is all crazy, but whatever. But yeah, overall, really happy with all the products I pulled this month, and yeah, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up because that really does help with my channel. And also let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of my picks this month. Do you guys have any of these products? And if you do, are any of them your favorite? Let me know down below because I love chatting with you guys down there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!